Good morning, everybody. What's happening? What's going on? We're starting today off already in the car and on the way to, well, not on the way yet, but we're about to be on the way to Mesa Community College. We're going to pick up some hurdles, take them back to the track at Brophy, because today we're doing a little bit of a competitive block starts with the whole group, just because we're all running this weekend. So today is pretty much predominantly just a hurdle day, and then a lift and coaching, obviously, but predominantly just a hurdle day to get the body ready for this weekend. So let's go get some hurdles. So the first time I'm doing block starts with these guys, I wanted to break it down and just show you guys what exactly I'm thinking now, or like what I'm looking at. If you're looking at who we're doing block starts with, Jonathan Cabral, 6th at the Olympics, Devin Allen, 5th at the Olympics, US champion, Canadian champion, David King, British champion, and then me, decathlete, PB a second slower than everyone in the field. So block starts, I'm out of the frame right now. These guys do a good job pushing out. Obviously, David's PB in the 100 is probably similar to mine, so is Jonathan's. Devin has a PB of 10:20 or 10.26, I think, and I'm 10:7, so Devin's going to be a little bit faster than me out of the blocks. Definitely something I need to work on, and another angle will break it down as well. They all beat me to the first hurdle, so you can see my foot's very flat, kind of blocking into the hurdle, which is going to cause my hips to rise. Instead of driving through the hurdle, I'm actually going to jump it, and I do this a lot on my first hurdle. You watch Devin, he gets his foot down first, his heel never touches. Dave does a really good job of running off the hurdle. He gets off the ground very quickly. Jonathan, same thing. And then there's me, and I stay on the ground for a good minute before I extend up. But because of that blocking and my heel contacting the ground, my hips actually rise a little higher than I would want, and it's almost like I'm jumping that first hurdle. I run off the hurdle fine, and in between I actually don't lose a lot of ground, which is a plus when you're hurdling against basically an Olympic final. So here I actually have the least neutral head, and by neutral I mean my head should be somewhere up here and not looking down, which is just going to help me hit better positions out of the blocks. As we rise up, see, my head actually is more neutral in this position. I wish my shoulders were a little bit closer together and I had a little bit flatter back. It's a little rounded here, and then everything happens in a split second. But we all have pretty much the same reaction time. I just react poorly with my legs and arms, and react first with my head and back. So I think me and Dave technically react first. You can see Dave's hat move at the same time my head moves. I mean, everybody flinches. You can see it in Devin's leg even, he flinches. So I flinch, and then we all go. But if you look at me, I react with my head first. So my head's moving before my entire body. And so my back's very curled, my fingers are leaving the ground last, my body is not in the correct position to actually react. This leg's probably actually a little bit too straight. If anything, I need to move that back block up a little bit. This leg's fine, it's about 90 degrees. Very curled back when I go to react. I'm not necessarily pushing. Basically my hips are up where I'd be wanting to run instead of down and moving towards the track. I push out fine. Basically everybody's in the exact same position at this point. We all push out. Jonathan's the only one doing 7 steps, so these blue spikes are going to be 7 steps. Adidas are going to be 8. Devin's going to be 8. Adidas is going to be 8. And then this is where it kind of differentiates. So once I actually get the push out of the blocks and my foot contacts the ground, everybody else reacts to this. One, because they're in better positions out of the blocks. So, but here I'm really broken. Like you can see Devin's head already out here, but my segments are really, really bad. My hips are kind of back and I wish they were pushing forward and I was actually pushing into the track. I think that I'm trying to think of getting tall into the hurdle when I wish that I would think high knees but still driving down the track. So that's something I need to work on, keeping my hip and posture better out of the blocks. Jonathan's foot's going to be a little bit ahead of everybody's just because he's 7-stepping, so he needs to be moving further down the track per step. And everybody else is pretty much still in the same line. Devin comes off the track first. Me and Dave are still on the track. And then Jonathan, he has a longer push because he's going to try and cover more distance. We switched lanes so that we were all in separate lanes, getting used to running next to people. Decathletes, we never really have to run next to people, but I think we're all starting the same heat this weekend, so that'll be interesting to see. Breaking down another start. My hips are actually better into the hurdle on this one. I'm still blocking into it, which I wish I wasn't. I'd like to just continue to run through it. If I'm up on my toes, basically the hurdles are going to be at my hip height already. Devin's first to the hurdle, then followed by Dave and Jonathan. They're about the same. Dave maybe slightly ahead of Jonathan. Jonathan's foot's still on the ground. And then me obviously behind everybody else. I have a tendency to hit this first hurdle, and it's more so just because I'm not extending my lead leg. Dave gave me a good cue a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, last week actually, trying to get my butt above the hurdle. It's almost like I'm hurdling to the bottom of the toe board instead of hurdling to the top of the toe board. I don't know why I do it. Definitely something I need to fix. But you can see once it hits, it bends a little bit. And I have plenty of space to clear the hurdle. It's just a matter of getting me to do it. But it's going to make me considerably faster, so it's something I need to do. In between the hurdles, I actually don't lose a lot of ground. And if you look at, you can't really tell, but I don't block on the second hurdle. I run off of it really well and continue to run. Obviously, these guys are going to be considerably faster than me. So they're already down on the back side of the hurdle by the time I'm taking off on hurdle 3. Anyways, that's going to be the end of today's video. I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys how I break things down when I'm actually editing the videos. And so there's a happy medium of me recording these videos during practice because I actually get to go back and look at them later. And so it takes me a little bit longer to break down the video and edit it because I'm actually trying to learn from it, not just throw it up and give it to you guys. But that's kind of my thought process. And I thought it was cool because these are now my teammates, but they're all like top in the world-class hurdlers. Like it's really cool to be able to do block starts with them now, and I think that it's just going to make me faster in general. Like just watching that, if I'm within a meter, 2 meters of them, that means that I'm running probably like 13.7 realistically. If they're going to run 13.2 and I'm in that range, I'm really happy with that. I think I should run sub 14 this year, definitely. So anyways, remember, be nice to people, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, slow down, don't dance so fast. If you guys want to cop some of this Phoenix Track Club merch, we're going to be trying to figure it out. We have sweatshirts and t-shirts like this for sale. We're figuring it out, the logistics of it now, but if you would like one, comment down below. I want to know what the general public is thinking. They're actually pretty nice shirts too. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Okay, bye.